Welcome back to Unexpectedly Random. Today we're going to be sampling some new foods, snacks, chips, flavors, things. Um, yeah, I stopped at Walmart over the weekend to pick up some supplies for another video that you may have already seen, depending on what order these go out. We're working on some concrete work for a new air conditioner condenser. And while I was there, I discovered this. It's Kit Kat fruity cereal flavor. It appears to be based off from the flavor of Fruit Loops without being a trademark infringement. Some other items that are relatively new, I think. I've actually been told that we've tried these before, but I haven't tried them here on the channel and reviewed them. So, Little Debbie mini apple cinnamon donuts. I'm a big fan of the cinnamon donuts anyway, so that's going to be wonderful. This one here, we're going to talk about the Doritos, Dynamita, however that's pronounced. I never get it right. Flamin' Hot Queso. I've totally honest, I've already tried these, but I want to talk about them here on the channel as well because they're a thing. And we also have one other item that I guess we're going to do in a separate video. So, without further ado, we'll leave the hot and spicy one for later because I don't want to destroy my tongue yet. So we'll start with the fruity cereal Kitkat. I had a focus group, which is a fun way of saying I fed them to my family first, and it went over quite well actually. Uh, this is what it looks like. The camera messes with the color a little bit, but it is very pink. Let me see if I can get the light on here a little better. There we go. It's very pink. It's got little sparkles in it, or little colored spots in it, which are probably crushed up bits of cereal. And it smells like a box of Fruit Loops. It really does. So, one thing I know right from the start, this is going to be based off from the white chocolate kind of base flavor. So that may make the sweetness a little strong because the white chocolate tends to be a little stronger than the regular chocolate. But we'll find out. That's bizarre. It tastes almost identical to Fruit Loops or Tutti Fruities or whatever brand, the fruit rings. The white chocolate gives it a creamy, kind of a creamy flavor, almost like it's dipped in frosting or not really a milk type flavor, but closer to frosting. Because it's got the crispy wafers in there from being a Kit Kat, it really draws back that reminiscence, I guess, of the original Fruit Loop style cereal. But flavor wise, it's fruity. It's a little different compared to normal Kit Kats, but it's not bad at all. Up next, we'll go for the mini apple cinnamon donuts. These look wonderful. They smell even better. Again, I found some willing volunteers to sample these, and that was when they told me we'd had them before. But they look really good. They look really good. So we're gonna give them a try. Again, this went over really well with the preliminary test. Mm-hmm. It's very nice. And they're soft and fluffy, which is a great sign. A lot of times, some of these small donuts, the bag donuts, you get them and they're a little dried out. I'm a big fan of the cinnamon sugar powdered donuts anyway. The apple taste isn't overwhelming, but it's definitely not lost in the other flavors there. That's definitely a win. Hmm. It almost, because of the flavors and the flavor of the apple, it almost has a like tricks your mind into thinking that it's juicy almost. Of course, it's a cake, it's a donut, but it kind of it's interesting. They're delicious though. Very good there. And that brings us to our final one. Let me make sure there's not any sugar on my face. And our final, I promise I can speak. Our final one is Doritos Flaming Hot Queso Dynamita. Dynamita. I will pronounce it both ways so you can tell me I'm saying it wrong both times. I was a little concerned about these when I first seen them advertised. To be totally honest, I'm still super sad that they aren't producing the fiery habanero ones. Those were my favorite. They were absolutely wonderful. The flavor was super good. The heat was hot but not overwhelming. And then they stopped making them. And I've actually emailed the company about it, and they said that basically they weren't very popular, which surprises me because the other flavor they have is some kind of lime flavor, and the lime always takes away from the. I mean, we've talked about it in other videos on this channel. The lime tends to take away from the overall taste and enjoyment of spicy chips like this. So I don't know how they pick what's popular and what's not, but so we got these. I thought, well, I'll try them. The thing with the Flamin' Hot, because this comes back to like Flamin' Hot Cheetos, that kind of thing. They've been making a lot of Flaming Hot varieties of regular chips recently. The thing with Flamin' Hot, the as a flavor, it's not really a flavor. I mean, it's kind of got a vinegar taste. It is mostly just red food dye. I'm not even kidding you. If you look on the ingredients list, like red and yellow are really high up in the ingredients list. Not that that's a bad thing. That's kind of their trademark for Flamin' Hot. The problem is it's just heat. It doesn't really have a flavor of its own. It's not really a standout character. It's just, hey, I'm going to overwhelm this, and you're not. It's like you're eating crunchy hot instead of eating something tasty. So, but not to dog that too much, go ahead and open these up. And like I mentioned, it's mostly comprised of red food dye. And I mean, Doritos are kind of red anyway, red and or orange, I guess, orange and yellow. Um, they don't smell very hot. A lot of times, hot things will have kind of an aroma, just a general aroma of heat. They they look like they're coated in flaming hot dust. So they're very crunchy. The corn taste of the chip still comes through. Impressively, on these varieties in particular, the flamin' hot isn't overwhelming. You still right at the start you get that kind of initial thump of queso or cheese flavor, and then the corn of the chip comes through, and then the heat from the flamin' hot really hits hard. I'm actually pleas- pleasantly surprised with these. They're still not fiery habanero. Lays, if you end up watching this, please bring back the fiery habanero. I love them so much. I bought them so often, but apparently it wasn't enough. But that aside, they're not too bad. If you like something spicy, especially if you like the flamin' hot flavor anyway, definitely give it a try. And there's not the citric acid or the overwhelming citric acid, I guess, or the lime flavor in it, so you don't even notice it. Flavor's decent, heat's wonderful. Um, you'll definitely feel the heat by the time you finish your bag. Um, but they're actually pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised. So I believe that is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all we have for this video. If I would stop biting my tongue, we'd be all right. Look for the next video. We're gonna have probably a couple videos on the next product. The first video is a callback to an old Vine. If you guys are from that time period, or have seen it in compilations online, so that's gonna be pretty fun. And then we'll do a separate video of it actually reviewing the product. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Surprisingly, I would recommend giving all of these a try. The spicy or the flaming hot queso, the fruity cereal Kit Kat, and then of course these wonderful apple cinnamon donuts. Until next time, stay random.